3, 2, 1. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Oh, wait. No, we're not talking Cheers. Okay. So, I can see how you'd be confused. So, in Cheers, we had Ted Danson, and he was playing a character called Sam Malone, and he used to be a baseball player. And anyway, he was actually he actually ran a pub, and in Boston, I believe. I'm going to say Boston. But anyway, this isn't about him. This isn't about that world. On that character, he was kind of a lovable goof and idiot. But we're going to talk about Becker. Now, Becker is a vastly different character. And Becker himself... okay, so Ted Danson is playing Dr. John Becker. And Becker is a medical doctor, and he's in a poor area of the town. He smokes. He hangs out at this diner where he used to know the owner. He knows the new owner, but that's another story. And he hates pretty much anything politically correct. I don't think he would do very well in this day and age. I think he'd get called out a few times by people. I mentioned he smokes. He's an atheist. He does have like a heart of gold. He really does. But he has some interesting problems. He's got a bit of a gruff nature, and dealing with his patients, he's a bit on the crufty side. Anyway, one of the cool things or funny things about his life, of course, is he hangs out at this diner. And at the diner, he has, he used to hang out, I guess, the previous owner, and then the previous owner died, and then his daughter took over. And that would be Reggie Costas. Now, she's played by Terry Farrell, who was, prior to Becker, playing Jadzia Dax on Deep Space Nine, and she did a lot of modeling, and it shows. She's tall, she's slim, she's got all the model features, so things are pretty cool. Anyway, so as at the doctor's office, he has Margaret, who's his nurse, and also the office manager, and he has the hilarious Shawnee Smith playing Linda, and she's the nurse's aide, and she's hilarious. She wears skimpy outfits. She is trying to learn things. She's constantly shopping, clubbing, dating. She's living life, and apparently she speaks Portuguese and learned some Mandarin from an ex-boyfriend, so it's kind of handy. In any event, a lot of the action goes on between Becker's apartment, where he has to put up with somebody that he called Foreign Guy, and whenever the Foreign Guy's music starts to light up and is way too loud, Becker will lean out and say something derogatory about poor Foreign Guy. Anyway. Then back at the office, you can tell that and imagine that you've got a wacky set of characters that come in, different patients, and they have different problems, embarrassing moments, usually about obesity, poop, pee, and maybe even, as far as I could tell, some sexual advances or attempts by Linda from what I saw in some of the excerpts. I saw the first couple of episodes. It was kind of fun. Now, the other place where the story takes place is in the diner. And in the diner, there's a newsstand, which is run by Jake. And Jake is interesting because he's blind. And there's a lot of bits of jokes about that. I think one of the episodes I saw, he was talking about the fact that he was going to get this huge, humongous, full panel television set. He's blind. And then Becker says things like, one of these days I'm just gonna paint your white cane, and I'm just gonna paint it brown. Um, you know. Anyway, lots of little jokes. There's also get introduced to this guy named Bob, and Bob's kind of I don't know. He's a bit of a sex addict, bad boy, slimy little guy. But apparently he knew Reggie when they were younger, and he always wants to get involved with Reggie. I mean, as a guy, I don't blame him, and probably some women, other guys, I don't know. Anyway, I think a lot of people would like to just hang out with Reggie, let alone actually sleep with her. What else can I say about Bob? He always steals bits of money. He seems to be one of those people that you could almost guaranteed he knows a guy that knows a guy who can get you stuff. So we don't necessarily want that. I don't know how many seasons it runs for. I just started watching season 1. There are 6 seasons, although the 6th season apparently is only a half season. But there was about 22 episodes per season. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I've got to keep up with this. Okay, so there is a whole pile of these different themes as well that gets tackled on, a little bit more serious. Basically race issues, homosexuality, transgender identities, addiction, nymphomania, schizophrenia, cerebral AVM, and of course our good friend political correctness. I think it was actually a very timely show. A few episodes that I saw were actually pretty good. Ted Danson is playing Becker, who's basically triggered by almost anything, and he's not a bad character. I think it was the first episode where he does something really, really surprisingly good for such a terrible human being. And I don't know what else happens. There's always going to be that on again, off again between Becker and Reggie. Will they, won't they kind of deal? Because you always have to have that character. You always wonder about what's going to happen to Linda. Is she going to go to school? Because she's not stupid. Far from it. But I don't think she's necessarily, wanting to dive into schooling. I do know she wants to improve herself. So we'll have to see. I think I'm going to continue watching like I do with Friends, Breaking Bad, other movies that might pop up, and of course now Becker. Next question is, would I recommend Becker for other people? I think a lot of people these days would get rubbed the wrong way by him, but I guess that's up to your own decision. I like Ted Danson. I like him as an actor, and I've liked what he's done out in the real world. Beyond that, Shawnee Smith, I remember her. She was in a sitcom called Anger Management, and I think she played the ex-wife of Charlie Sheen. Oh, it was good. It was quite cute. And yes, I remember Terry Farrell fondly on Deep Space Nine. I think it's a pretty good show. So yeah, I would recommend people give it a shot. Like I'm giving everything a shot here. It's worthwhile. So what do I pick out next? What's my next one? And the reason why I bring this up, because a coworker had said, well, will you review foreign films or foreign series? And that's actually an interesting point. I should. So, if you haven't already subscribed and you haven't already liked this one, put a comment in and let me know a movie or a series that I should watch that's not from North America. England is not out of reach for me, but I mean, let's be honest. There could be people from all sorts of parts of the planet who might say, oh my God, you have to watch, blah, 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 blah. And so maybe I'll give that a shot for next week. Okie dokie. Well, until then, فعلا به امید دیدار. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time, no matter what you're doing, you wonderful people. Okie dokie. Boop, boop. Bye.